Welcome to another episode of Jews in the World. I'm Phyllis Zimbler Miller, and this is a very special and brief podcast. It's in praise of the new movie, September 5th, which deals with the ABC sports team in Munich covering the August-September 1972 Munich Olympics, who suddenly found themselves in uncharted waters when they were covering live what's now become known as the Munich massacre. Writer-director Tim Feldbaum went to extraordinary lengths to make sure of the accuracy of his film, which I highly applaud. One of the many shocking moments in the film is when the ABC sportscasters realize that among the nearly 1 billion people around the world to whom they are broadcasting live coverage includes the Palestinian terrorists, the Black September group, who are watching events unfold on the TVs in the rooms of the Israeli hostages that the terrorists are holding. The Munich Games marked the first return of the Games to Germany since the 1936 ones in Berlin that glorified Nazi Germany. In many cases, this was the opportunity for Germany to show it had seriously moved past that decade of, since 1933 to 1945 of Nazi Germany. My husband and I, Mitch and I, had tickets to the Games. We had been stationed in Munich with the U.S. Army since September 1970, when suddenly all officers in his category who had their 2-year commitment to the active duty of the Army extended to 3 years in order to go to Europe for a year first, were reduced back to 2 years because President Nixon wanted to be reelected, and therefore he had to declare that the war in Vietnam was over. Mitch and I returned in May of 1972 to the U.S., and I don't remember, we gave away or sold our tickets to the Olympics. Now, it's true, Mitch and I had visited the Olympic Games venue when we lived in Munich. It was under construction. And when we'd been on a visit from Munich to Berlin, we had visited the 1936 stadium in Germany. This massacre was very personal to us on so many levels. First, we had gone to Israel for our first time in September 1969 for our honeymoon. Then, when stationed in Munich in June 1971, we had flown from Munich to Israel to meet members of my family. It was really surreal that as we looked out the window while the plane was still on the tarmac, we were being guarded by German police with automatic rifles. As a film that focuses on the ABC sportscaster team, it's natural that a lot of questions that you might have watching the film are not answered, including how some of the Israeli team members escaped. I'm going to include at the end of this podcast a link to an article in Encyclopedia Britannica that explains it rather well. I want to encourage everyone to see this film. And I want to end this broadcast by saying, please, the newest Israeli hostages being held by Palestinian terrorists be returned home as soon as possible.